this Cavalcade or?
Cavalcade.
No.
No, it's English.
No.
No.
It's Cavalcade. John. You got to get it. It's not. It's the double N. Doesn't necessarily need to be written down, but it's to sort of help you because it's the way that it's pronounced. So you just hang on a little bit longer.
John.
That's too much.
Okay. John.
Between, well, I wouldn't say, between the two, but nearer the second one.
John.
John.
Okay.
Give it at the end.
John Cavalcade.
John.
Maybe American, like John.
Cavalcade.
But this is, not only is it American, it's Southern.
Oh God. Here we go.
Brilliant.
Southern American.
Oh,
In the courthouse.
In the courthouse. John.
So
Cavalcade.
I think I'll do John for the first one, and then I'll just retreat and like see what you do. I'll go through the synopsis for the benefit of the tape. John Cavalcade is the definition of a hotshot lawyer. He understands the law in ways that would make most judges' heads spin, and wins cases on appalling technicalities, which is part of his plan to put a mirror up to the judicial system and say, this is what you've become. He uncovers corruption in people they didn't know they had, and he does it all for the love of justice. In this scene, he is prosecuting Al Flood, a ne'er-do-well accused of murdering a cop. Presiding over the case is Judge Whimsy McDaniels.
Okay, Judge.
Who always keeps a close eye on Cavalcade. Cavalcade, not Cavalcade. And defending for Mr. Flood is Caroline Birthright.
Yes, great.
A young and by-the-book defence lawyer, both thrilled and disgusted by Cavalcade's court performances. So here we want, again, some real kind of operatic punch.
Okay.
It's hot outside.
Okay.
There are people using fans in the courtroom.
Dripping.
And it's only April.
What time is this?
Only April.
Oh, it's modern day. So they're quite behind.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So, to them it's still like olden times.
Yeah.
So I've given you your roles. So I pointed at you.
Flood, yes.
So we will get going, and I am first to go.
Judge.
So I'll do it, and then we'll probably swap after this. But I just wanted to give a steer on it rather than sort of wait.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Flood, I bring your attention to Exhibit A, a Colt 45 pistol.
That ain't mine.
Oh, Mr. Flood, if I had a nickel for every time someone told me the gun wasn't theirs, it would be my name in lights as head of Microsoft, not Bill Gates. This is your gun. And do you want to know how I know? Your prints are all over it.
You're a lying liar, man. You're a liar.
And you, Mr. Flood, are a cop killer. Your prints are practically embedded in the handle. You grip this gun so tight, I'd almost believe this was your first time firing it. Almost.
For the last time, lawyer man, I ain't no cop killer.
Come again?
You heard me. I ain't no cop killer.
You ain't no cop killer, as in you aren't not a cop killer? Mr. Flood, that's a double negative. You just confessed under oath that you are a cop killer. Oh, sorry. Then there's the fade. Yeah, because what we do here is there would be, it's editor's choice, but I would say, you are a cop killer. And it would probably look at me delivering that and go for like a second after I'd finished, you are a cop killer. And then the shot would be on you going, oh, you are a cop killer. And then the editor would go, you are a cop killer. And it would probably look at me delivering that and go for like a second after I'd finished, you are a cop killer. And then the shot would be on you going, oh, you are a cop killer. And then the editor would go, you are a cop killer. And then the shot would be on you going, oh, you are a cop killer. And then the editor would go, you are a cop killer. And then the shot would be on you going, oh, you are a cop killer. And then the shot would be on you going, oh, you are a cop killer. And then the editor would go, you are a cop killer. And then the shot would be on you going, oh, you are a cop killer. And then the shot would be on you going, oh, you are a cop killer. And then the editor would go, you are a cop killer. And then the shot would be on you going, oh, you are a cop killer. And then the editor would go, you are a cop killer. And then the shot would be on you going, oh, you are a cop killer. And then the editor would go, you are a cop killer. And then the shot would be on you going And you got to allow for the fade.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then what they would do, you see, this is a difference between American advertising and British advertising, because in America they have way more adverts, right?
Yeah.
So they would stick an ad break in that. They go, all right, you'd have your ad break,
In the moment of
you know, take some drugs,
Cliffhanger.
get a real lawyer, you know, all of
Yeah,
that kind
yeah.
of stuff. Have some codeine, you know,
yeah.
syrupy drinks.
Side
And then
effects
you'd
are-
come back and I'd repeat the line. In the UK, because they don't do as many ad breaks, what would happen is they do the fade and then they just come back to the line.
Oh my god.
So that's
wow.
that's why it's doubled up. That's authenticity really.
Yeah.
So I'll go back. You confess. I'll go from you've just confessed. You just confessed under oath that you are a cop killer.
Objection, Your Honor.
Not yet.
It's got to do the fade and then again.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry,
we were doing,
sorry,
pre,
you
we
go
were doing
again. We're
pre-fade.
doing pre-fade.
Pre-fade, then I'll do it again.
Okay.
And then when I've done it the second time, that's when you
Then-
talk.
Okay.
I will do it the first time again.
Okay.
You've just confessed under oath. Oh, I did it wrong now. You've just confessed under oath that you are a cop killer. And it would look at me. You just confessed under oath that you are a cop killer. 'Cause
Objection, Your Honor.
Sorry, we'll do that. We'll go from the second one.
Okay.
But he would do it differently. They would use
Oh,
another
that's
take.
the,
You go, oh, they've just used it.
yeah.
No, they didn't. They would use another take.
Wow.
Why did they do that? I don't know, but they always did that.
That's a bit of a mind.
So we're going to go from the second. We'll go from the second one. So you
Yeah.
can come in after this one.
Okay.
But did you see how I did it differently?
Yeah, you
That's
did.
what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need to do a different face.
No, because probably
Yes,
you'll
yes.
interrupt before we really look at him.
Yeah, they'll probably
Right.
use a couple of
He'd
different
only get the look
shots.
on the break.
Yeah.
You've just confessed under oath that you are a cop killer.
Objection, Your Honor. My client was using street slang. He has not confessed to any crime.
Take a hack, Birthright. He's as guilty as Barbara Streisand waving a sword atop a mountain of bloody corpses.
That's enough, Cavalcade. You two will address the bench. I'm sorry, Miss Birthright, but your client has confessed.
Your Honor, that was never a confession. My client is innocent.
He's a cop killer. He's come to court and said as much. You should have advised him to choose his words more carefully.
I've had enough of you, Cavalcade. Enough. Now, Miss Birthright, his prints are also on that weapon. And whether you like it or not, whether you like it or you don't, I don't have slang in my courtroom. You need to
Quite
take
right.
him out of here and prepare him for more fully for tomorrow.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tomorrow, this case is closed. He's good.
I decide that, Mr. Cavalcade. And don't forget it.
I mean, I'm not a cop killer, Judge. You gotta believe me.
Court is adjourned. We'll recommence tomorrow at 9 a.m.
The two lawyers leave the bench. I'm gonna nail him, Birthright. See if I don't.
Your idea of justice sickens me, John. Using a poor man's words against him in such a flagrant way.
Oh, is that worse than defending a cop killer? Think on that when you're trying to sleep in that big old empty king-size bed tonight.
Bastard.
It's got real power.
Real power. I like
So-
scripts. Yeah.
Think on that when you're trying to sleep in that big old empty king-size bed tonight.
Big old empty king
And then I shouldn't, like, you don't say bastard to me. So he sort of walks off.
Yeah.
He could even do it in a kind of offhand.
He's
Think
like,
about that. So
picks his
maybe
briefcase up and he's leaving and he turns around.
think on.
Think on
Oh,
that when you're
oh.
sleeping in your big old king size bed tonight.
So you get So that's something. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, is that worse than defending a cop killer? Think on that when you're trying to sleep in that big old king size bed. See how I...
Bastard.
Because that's
Predatory breath.
how words are delivered
Yeah.
is almost more important than what they are. You big old king son of a bitch. See, that's more
was-
threatening.
Yeah.
And remember that we
The
said
raised chin.
in the synopsis that she's like sickened and excited by him. Oh, did I say excited? So or is she thrilled?
Thrilled.
Both thrilled and disgusted.
Yeah.
So sickening and disgusted, they're quite close, but thrilled and disgusted. So if we did that last bit, Judge Whimsy will go from court is adjourned, court is adjourned. And remember to have both the thrill and the disgust.
Thrill and disgust.
Go.
That's enough, Cavalcade. You two will address the bench.
No.
Sorry.
Go from court is adjourned,
Oh,
further
sorry.
down.
Sorry. Court is adjourned. Will recommence tomorrow at 9 a.m.
I'm going to nail him, Birthright. See if I don't.
I'm sorry, I've lost the place.
Down
See,
to
this
the
is-
end.
He's got a
Yeah,
terrible
yeah.
lawyer. You are cooked.
I am
You are
cooked if you're my lawyer. I'd like you to try a little bit harder. And
you're
She doesn't
Right
have her
then.
papers together.
she's not ready.
You should have chosen someone else for your
man.
defense.
I'm sorry, guys.
Am I
I'm
gonna
sorry.
go to jail, man?
Okay, I'm ready.
Carter.
All right.
Carter's good.
Court is adjourned. Will recommence tomorrow at 9 a.m.
The two lawyers leave the bench. I'm going to nail him, Birthright. See if I don't.
Your idea of justice sickens me, John. Using a poor man's words against him in such a flagrant way.
Oh, is that worse than defending a cop killer? Think on that. Think on that. Think on that. We're trying to sleep in that big old empty king-size bed tonight. Think on that.
Bastard.
Bastards. Bastards.
Bastard.
Yeah, it's breathy.
Bastard.
Oh, is that worse than defending a cop killer? Think on that when you're trying to sleep in that big old king-size bed tonight.
Bastard.
Yeah, because it's not acting. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
We got there.
okay, we'll swap.
Yes.
Now you be John,
John.
and let's really almost trip over one another.
Okay.
So it's not. So you can say your line with all the drama that you want. I'm not
Yeah.
saying say your line fast, but I'm saying the next person's got to be in like a shot. Like, oh, you
Yeah.
can't do that.
Yeah.
No, that's not
Really
happening.
raising the stakes.
Yeah.
Because this is again. I mean, it's like it's tension here.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the beauty of him, I mean, he's so in control that even though he thinks he's got a win, she takes it away from him. That's why he said, tomorrow. I ain't doing that. You know, he's not too happy. But he knows in the end,
She's nailed it.
he's got Birthright's number.
Yeah.
He's got Flood's number.
Mm.
Floody Birthright,
Yeah.
no problem.
Is there a history?
They're
Is
gonna have a
is the
post-sex,
is
that's
the empty
definitely
bed?
right.
Yeah, like an
like
He just-
insinuation.
angry sex.
There isn't.
Yeah, I think
There isn't
so.
a history.
he
That's
nailed
the
her?
vibe I'm getting.
There isn't a
I
history.
know
There's
that.
possibly a future.
There's possibly
Yeah.
a future, so he'll nail him and then nail her. Is his thinking?
Not in the first season.
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no, no.
She's
out.
gonna. She's gonna hold.
Okay.
She's gonna hold out.
Will they? Won't they?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Keep 'em on
I
their
might have to
toes.
cut that, but
Don't want to give too
I mean,
much away.
they probably will, but
Feels
they
like
might,
would,
they
yeah.
might not. I might change my mind.
Mm.
Okay, so I'll be flirted. You can start.
Mr. Flood, I bring your attention to Exhibit A, a Colt 45 pistol.
Well, that ain't mine.
Oh, Mr. Flood, if I had a nickel for every time someone told me a gun wasn't theirs, it would be my name in lights as head of Microsoft, not Bill Gates. This is your gun. And do you want to know how I know? Your prints are all over it.
You're a lying lawyer, man. You're a liar.
And you, Mr. Flood, are a cop killer. Your prints are practically embedded in the handle. You gripped this gun so tight it almost believed this was your first time firing it.
For the last time, lawyer man, I ain't no cop killer.
Come again?
You heard me. I ain't no cop killer.
You ain't no cop killer? As in, you aren't not a cop killer? Mr. Flood, that's a double negative. You've just confessed under oath that you are a cop killer.
And then,
You've just confessed under oath that you are a cop killer.
Objection, Your Honor. My client was using street slang. He has not confessed to any crime.
Oh, take a hike, Birthright. He's as guilty as Barbara Streisand waving a sword atop a mountain of bloody corpses.
That's enough, Cavalcade. You two will address the bench. I'm sorry, Miss Birthright, but your client has confessed.
Your Honor, that was never a confession. My client is innocent.
He's a cop killer. He's come to court and said as much. You should have advised him to choose his words more carefully.
I've had enough of you, Cavalcade. Enough. Now, Miss Birthright, his prints are also on that weapon, whether you like it or you don't. I won't have slang in my courtroom. You need to take him out of here and prepare him more fully for tomorrow.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tomorrow. This case is closed. He's cooked.
I decide that, Mr. Cavalcade, and don't forget it.
I mean, I'm not a cop killer, Judge. You gotta believe me.
Court is adjourned. We'll recommence tomorrow at 9 a.m.
I'm going to nail him, Birthright. See if I don't.
Your idea of justice sickens me, John. Using a poor man's words against him in such a flagrant way.
Oh? Is that worse than defending a cop killer? Think on that when you're trying to sleep in that big old empty king-size bed tonight.
Yes, it hurts, doesn't it? Because there's something in it. She's been spending all this time, she hasn't thought about her personal life. Because
She's a career woman.
that's how you always get them, isn't it? It's like, oh, I'm a lawyer now, Dad. Do you love me?
No.
He probably did. It's like,
Well.
oh, it's never enough, is it? Do you love me now, Daddy? Yeah, you know,
proud
I'm
of
busy,
Dad,
I'm
yeah.
digging.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, digging.
I'm digging. Well done, girlie, I'm digging.
Yeah,
So
good-
she's
good
like,
job, little
that.
man.
Yeah.
And where's my grandchild? Caroline, where's my grandchild? But I'm a lawyer, Daddy.
Yeah.
Right.
God, she is a lonely woman.
And then maybe that's where John can help.
I mean, they're really original characters.
Super original.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the layers.
Multi-layered,
Well, I've
multifaceted.
Already
yeah.
uncovered that, you know.
I feel like there's a
so-
lot of like deep Jungian psychology and stuff like that
Oh,
involved too.
100%, 100%. Yeah. I think especially with the judge.
I think we can trip over one another a bit more though.
The cop killer as well. He's,
The cop killer.
I mean, he's like
Well, we don't know that he is.
never seen him before.
I think the twist is that he is a cop killer.
Well, this is
And
just
he
this
meant
is
to make the non-confession.
Or maybe he framed the cop killer, and actually, it's the lawyer.
the lawyer's the cop killer.
Yeah.
What, him?
Yeah.
No,
No, yeah, he's the hero. He's the
he's the Cavalcade. It's
He's
called
the
the Cavalcade. It's
Cavalcade.
not
Yeah, it's
it's
the
not it's not a
Cavalcade.
prison drama.
Just thought it'd
he's
be
the
more
cavalcade.
interesting.
Yeah,
It
put down.
that's not. It's
Cavalcade.
definitely not more interesting. It's something else. It's not more
At
interesting.
this point, is she arch nemesis or is she just the person on the opposite?
she's just like
She's just another
exasperated.
lawyer in the way.
She's just exasperated by this guy because he's just so self-assured.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that you did that was made me go, "Oh, you wouldn't do that." You went tomorrow like that. Really got too high
Yeah.
because he wouldn't.
Stay.
It's just not
He
masculine
like,
enough, you know.
tomorrow.
it goes a bit too hard.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Like you know,
cavalcade, is
you've
it?
got to imagine him like he's holding a whiskey.
You know, no emotion.
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Men.
Tomorrow.
Mm.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Who does this judge think she is? You know, it's that kind of vibe.
Tomorrow.
Why is this judge getting
Yeah,
in the
that.
way of my justice? And it's his justice.
Yeah.
He's the law.
Judge
I'm the
Dredd.
law.
Yeah.
Takes the law into his own hands.
This show is called
Sort of.
The Cavalcade. It ain't the Whimsy McDaniel show.
I'm guessing he drives like an American.
He
car
drives on that side of the road.
Yeah.
He doesn't break the law.
No.
I'm an American. The Cavalcade.
And it will have like a nice American theme tune and the flag waving in the background. and-
Well, I think that's hackneyed stuff. But this is,
yeah.
if you have a flag,
Mhm.
that's a bit. There'll be flags in it because there's flags. Because
In
if we
courtrooms,
shoot
so-
in America, or if we shot in like
They have them in
Pinewood
the
and pretended it was
courtroom.
America, you'd have flags.
Yeah.
There would be flags, but I don't think you'd have, the theme tune and flags. It's a bit silly, isn't it?
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that nowadays.
True.
But interesting. So I think if we took away, I think we can. Oh, I don't know if I want to do it all, but I mean, if we really get punchy, we really sort of. No, I'm talking. No, it's me. No, it's me. Because that was nearly there. It actually was not bad.
It started quite fast.
I think it did, yeah.
You
Yeah.
tapered off a little bit.
Your line, as I said, I don't mean your lines are fast. I mean, person coming next is. It's my turn to talk. Because that's how people are.
Picking
are
up
like that,
cues
yeah.
quickly.
People don't listen to one another. They're just waiting to talk all the time, aren't they?
Yeah.
They just go, shut up, I want to talk now. Shut up, shut up. Whenever
Yeah,
you
my
talk
story,
to
my story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
no,
about
my
me?
story,
No, you
my
got to listen to
story,
me.
my story, yeah.
You've all been there. You've all done it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So that was, let's say we managed like 70% of the
Okay.
let's
Yeah.
try to get, well,
Like
obviously we
100%.
try for 100, but if we can get 90, at least we can say, well, that's a 9 out of 10.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, I'll be Flood again.
Right. Mr. Flood, I bring to your attention Exhibit A, a Colt 45 pistol.
That ain't mine.
Oh, Mr. Flood, if I had a nickel for every time someone told me a gun wasn't theirs, it would be my name in lights as head of Microsoft, not Bill Gates. This is your gun. And you want to know how I know? Your prints are all over it.
You're a lying lawyer, man. You're a liar.
And you, Mr. Flood, are a cop killer. Your prints are practically embedded in the handle. You gripped this gun so tight, I'd almost believe this was your first time firing it. Almost.
For the last time, lawyer man, I ain't no cop killer.
Come again?
You heard me. I ain't no cop killer.
You ain't no cop killer? As in, you aren't not a cop killer? Huh. Mr. Flood, that's a double negative. You've just confessed under oath that you are a cop killer. Shock.
Fade down, and again.
You've just confessed under oath that you are a cop killer.
Objection, Your Honor. My client was using street slang. He has not confessed to any crime.
Take a hike, Birthright. He's as guilty as Barbara Streisand waving a sword atop a mountain of bloody corpses.
That's enough, Cavalcade. You two will address the bench. I'm sorry, Miss Birthright, but your client has confessed.
Your Honor, that was never a confession. My client is innocent.
He's a cop killer. He's come to court and said as much. You should have advised him to choose his words more carefully.
I've had enough of you, Cavalcade. Enough. Now, Miss Birthright, his prints are also on that weapon. And whether you like it or not, I won't have slang in my courtroom. You need to take him out of here and prepare him more fully for tomorrow.
Okay, yes, Your Honor.
Tomorrow? This case is closed. He's cooked.
I decide that, Mr. Cavalcade, and don't forget it.
I'm not a cop killer, Judge. You gotta believe me.
Court is adjourned. We'll recommence tomorrow at 9 a.m.
I'm gonna nail him, Birthright. See if I don't.
Your idea of justice sickens me, John. Using a poor man's words against him in such a flagrant
Oh.
way.
Is that worse than defending a cop killer? Think on that when you're trying to sleep in that big, old, empty bed of yours tonight. King size.
Bastard.
Yeah. And the other thing we should point out, I mean, you kind of made it more obvious because he's, oh yeah, king size.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't know how big your bed is, but he's right.
He's right.
And
He's
that's,
right.
that's,
Treated
that's
myself to a
like
king
double
size.
annoying.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I wish he'd been wrong. And
Yeah.
I slept in bunk beds.
Yeah.
No,
God, he's not wrong.
he's not wrong.
Silk sheets.
He knows everything.
He knows about my king size bed.
And he doesn't know, but he
So
knows
profound.
she's so predictable.
So
He's a man
predictable.
of the world. He's really seen things. He can just, I guess that person's like that. They do this, they do that, they do that. Yeah. Is it true? Oh yeah, you know, 'cause it's so predictable.
Yep.
He's
His
almost, what we got
skyboard's
to
normal.
guard against here is that he just becomes almost nihilistic. He just becomes sort of bored with the world. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's so predictable to him. It's like, oh, you're guilty, you're innocent,
And he
get
doesn't
out, you
become
know.
like-
A bit of
Omnipotent.
a Sherlock vibe there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Whimsy would be coming to him and saying, "Oh, John, what do you think about this?" And he'd be like, "Well, this is obvious." She's like, "Oh, I never thought of it that way." You know, this is what we've got to guard against because we can't make the character too powerful.
No, so I mean, you've got to write in some human fallacy for him, so that he's not
Fallibility.
fallibility.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah,
So
it's
that he's
difficult.
not-
He'll probably, I don't know, we'll give him like a cocaine problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's original again. I think
Yeah. Super.
Well, that's what
Real.
people do. I mean, people,
Yeah, no,
successful
100%.
people take
cocaine.
have
Yeah.
been
It's a
known
rich
to.
person's coffee.
Right.
Rich person's coffee.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah.
That's what I've never heard that.
I'm not rich, so. I
Neither
wouldn't
am I,
know.
but yeah.
But you've
Lawyers.
heard. But if we've heard about rich things,
I've
then that's
heard
what they do.
rich Things. Yeah.
It is.
I don't have time for coffee. Get me the cocaine.
Yeah.
They tell a servant,
Exactly.
and then
Yeah.
in it comes,
Yep. On a little
Like,
tray with a little straw.
like the ambassador's receptions.
Yeah.
Like a button. You just press a button.
Just a button.
Okay.
Pops out.
Yeah.
Already
Mm.
lined,
Tray.
Who
Yeah.
has time to
Lined.
sip on a
With a
coffee?
little-
Exactly.
rolled
You're
up dollar.
that rich.
Yeah.
That's what you
Probably
do.
chasing
First
the
thing.
bag.
They think of everything, don't they?
Yeah. Can't
do.
blame them.
So, I think that one. I don't know if that's just one I'm going to play with for a little while and really kind of find a level with it, because oftentimes when you look at dramas about the law, people that write them have a background in it. I don't have a background in it. So in some respects you could say, oh, it's a strength, because if you understand the law, even if, you know, if you were British and you were writing about the Deep South in America, you'd still, you know, there's overlap there. Whereas if you don't know anything, you know, apart from, you know, speeding and murder and all of that, if you don't really know how the law works, then you could be at a disadvantage. But one of the things they forget is that most of the public don't know about the law. So you can make it up,
Yeah.
and they won't know. So they'll just be like, oh, was that dramatic? Oh, was that entertaining? Yes, I was entertained. And then some dusty old lawyer's going to say, well, of course, that wouldn't happen. You go, no, it wouldn't, but this is a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because no one says objection, apparently. That's
Yeah.
what I've heard. No
And
one
they've done that
yells
forever. No one
says
No,
objection?
no, really wrong.
They're always sexing
Yeah.
up
That's a
courtroom
shame.
dramas. Oh,
No
no.
Always
one,
the one thing you want to say in court.
Yeah, no.
Objection.
Yeah.
Gavel.
The only
Your
fun thing
Honour.
to say.
Overruled.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I didn't go that. I didn't do that.
Yeah,
She
you-
said objection, but you didn't go overruled or sustained or anything like that.
Probably because Caroline watches too much TV.
What would be the overlap between here and the Deep South?
Well, like murder. This is illegal.
Yeah.
Cocaine, I think we've just been talking about. That would be illegal there, I think.
Be illegal, yeah.
It's illegal in
So
both
like
places.
the crimes.
I mean, if you knew the law in the UK, you could go to the Deep South in America and you'd be right most of the time.
Yeah.
Probably the punishment would be different.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, he's going in the chair, boy.
Yep.
Whereas here it's like, oh no, we'll just, put him in, well, probably just give him community service.
Probably would, yeah.
Yeah, been there, done that. Good fun.
I mean, if it's drugs, they usually get really high sentences.
Where?
Yeah.
In America?
UK, yeah.
Oh, in the UK?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know.
Is that from experience or
Not me.
don't mean to pry?
Right, she doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, yeah, just
Has anyone-
know a couple
has
of lawyers.
anyone
I
been
know
to the
about
Deep South?
sorry, solicitors. I know a couple of
No.
solicitors.
No. Have you ever been to the Deep South? Anyone?
No.
No.
In Florida.
New York.
Yeah, I've been
I've been to
there.
New York.
Yeah.
Well, obviously not.
That's not really.
Far East.
They
Florida's
would-
not deep south either.
It's not deep south. Semi-south, isn't it?
It is south.
It
It is south.
Southern.
Yeah.
It's
It is
more southern,
technically
really,
southern.
isn't it?
It is actually further south. It's just
They don't count it in the same way.
further
Just don't really count it, no.
east. Yeah.
Alabama,
Alabama.
Mississippi,
Mm,
Louisiana,
yeah.
Louisiana, Arkansas,
Tennessee.
Georgia.
Tennessee's a little bit further north.
It is the
Is
south
it?
though.
Damn it.
It is the south.
Tennessee
yeah,
is
it's just-
still.
Tennessee's a
Think
bit
of
further,
Tennessee.
and then Kentucky,
Kentucky.
but that's even further. So you're getting
Yeah.
so they're less
South.
like so people in Alabama think
Bama.
people in Kentucky are those Northerners, those Yankees.
Ah.
You know, I think that's
Oh,
how it goes.
Yeah, it's probably the same distance from Scotland to here, isn't it? Maybe further.
big.
It's not
It's really
well. It's
big,
actually. I mean, it's not a bad
Yeah.
shout.
It's
I mean,
pretty
if you
big.
talk like Inverness,
Yeah.
Inverness to London,
Yeah.
Mobile to Louisville,
Yeah.
I would think if we
Probably the
got
same.
like Google Maps or something,
10-hour
I'm all for
drive.
geography.
I think that's
Yeah.
actually that would probably be fairly accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About 500 miles.
Yeah.
I mean, we drove 32 hours from Iowa to Alabama.
32.
32.
Did you go in a straight line? Were you going to other places?
No, it was pretty much a straight line.
Wow.
Yeah. We
Straight
didn't do it all in one drive, but
Oh, that might be how it added up to 32.
it was 32 hours worth of driving.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Crikey.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I've underestimated it. It's a big place.
It's a big place.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Big place.
Yeah.
But there are bigger.
Yeah. Apparently, only 5% of New Zealand is occupied by people.
Oh, yeah.
And the rest by Kiwis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's empty.
Oh.
It's empty. Have you been there?
Well, hobbits. There's a lot of hobbits in New Zealand as
Lots of hobbits. I'd fit in.
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you'd play a great hobbit. Or like a female dwarf. Yeah. That'd be cool.
have to
Like
get me
Gimli's
as a-
wife.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Probably could, you know.
Put your hair up again.
Yeah.
It's a long flight, though. Remember that. It's not
It's a long
32 hours.
flight.
It's not much less. I mean, it's really long.
It's a long flight.
If you had a decent stop off, then you'd get to 32.
If I
Quite
get
quickly.
good snacks and a good book
Good films on there.
and good
Yeah.
films,
Yeah,
I'll be
Yeah, but
cool.
economy, I mean, I couldn't fly it now. Not with my back.
Yeah, fair.
They
Fair
just
enough.
have you straight up.
Yeah.
You can't lean back. It's the person behind you goes, ooh.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I don't know why people get annoyed about that.
Well, they
there
should
for
do
a
it. If
reason.
everybody agreed to do it
Yeah.
in one
Yeah,
line,
it'd be fine,
Yeah.
yeah.
it was like, do-do-do-do-do.
They
Like
automatically do
dominoes.
it.
yeah, they don't
See,
even fall over. Just go from. They go from there
Yeah.
to
Lean
there.
back.
I mean, it's like literally it's there.
Yeah.
It goes there.
It's
I mean,
nothing.
it's crap anyway.
It's crap. It's crap.
not
You
great.
barely.
Oh, it's better.
Great.
Did you see the guy that bought one of those stoppers and he put it in front of the chair so it couldn't go back?
Huh?
Really.
And the guy at the front got really annoyed and then they had a punch up on the plane. They had to land.
Oh, brilliant.
Emergency landing.
When was this?
Oh, a couple of weeks ago in the metro.
Of
Oh,
course.
it's in the
Yeah.
metro.
It's the metro.
Yeah.
Could have been real or not.
Probably
and the guy
true.
says he doesn't regret it and would do it again.
What, the punching or the wedging?
Stopping.
The wedging. He says he knows it was wrong, but
So I'm just an asshole.
just an arsehole.
Sounds
There we go.
like, yeah.
Yeah, sounds
An
like my ex.
arsehole.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
maybe it was your ex.
Yeah,
Is his name Sam?
it was actually.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There's the ticket.
Mm.